yoga sequence. Now, the idea of this is not to do a yoga flow. We're trying to hit a particular muscle group stretch in each position. Okay, so I'm going to run you through the movements. Now, the first one is called downward facing dog, but we're not just trying to like make the perfect down dog here. The idea is we're trying to stretch our calves. So think about you're trying to push your bum and hips back over your heels so that you can get as much stretch through the calf as possible. Now, if you're really tight, you might be like here, and that's as far as you can go. And that's also fine, okay? So what we're going to do is spend 5 seconds in this position, focusing on getting as much stretch through the calves. Now, you don't want to bend your knees. You're trying to keep your legs as straight as possible. If you feel this in the hamstrings too, that's really normal, but just try and get it mostly in the calves. So spend 5 seconds here. The next thing we do is we step our left foot outside our left hand. And we're going to spend 5 seconds here. This is called a runner's lunge. So we're just going to hold. The idea is the lower you can get towards the ground without bending that back knee, the more stretch you'll feel. Now the next, we use the same leg. So left foot now goes to the outside of the other hand, which this is called a pigeon pose. So we're trying to get the front knee to the floor. We're resting our back knee on the ground and we're pushing it down for 5 seconds. You're mostly going to feel a stretch through the glutes here. From here, we step back and we go right foot outside right hand for a runner's lunge on the other side. Trying to get low in the hips. You should feel it through your hamstrings, even in your groin a little bit. Then I go right foot to the outside of my left hand. Drop the back knee down, push the knee to the floor. 5 seconds here. Next, we step back. You're going to do a little mini push-up. If you need to, you can drop the knees because the push-up isn't the important part. And then we're going to do a bit of an upward facing dog. Now, I want to feel this mostly in my lower back. You're going to spend 5 seconds here, so don't rush it. And you can just shift left to right to really open up that position. And then we finish back in downward facing dog for 5 seconds. So that whole sequence counts as 1 rep, okay? So downward dog, runner's lunge, pigeon, upward facing dog is 1 rep, and then you go back to the start, okay? So that sequence again. This time I won't do 5 seconds, I'll go through it a bit quicker. So downward dog, into a runner's lunge, into a pigeon, into a runner's lunge on the other side, into a pigeon, into whatever push-up you want to do, and then upward facing dog. Very slow twist. Don't rush this, don't bounce. Go very slow, and then finish back in your downward facing dog. Cool. So that is the yoga sequence.